This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
White noise whispers through my veins. 1,000 ghosts repeating my name. I reach through static, but nothing replies. Just the hum of silence beneath my eyes. Every truth is a coded sin. If I can't
Following program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it, and so do I. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are. Anyways, today's Tuesday, November the 25th of 2025, day 329th of the year, and only 36 days left to go. We are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Okay, infiltration and Radio Big is kind of the way that we always talk about some of the stuff that goes on inside of the multiverse of ours. So there you go. So anyways, how have you been? How's the last 24 hours or so been going? Good, hopefully, for you. I hope so. So here's the thing. Our show that we do here consists of safety in the news and safety. That's just kind of really the way that it kind of goes about the whole thing of everything that we do. So don't worry about that, because we kind of comment a little bit about this, a little bit about that, and then we kind of move forward is really how it goes. So with that being said, if you want to interact with the show, it's a simple process on doing so. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. Once you get there, audio, video, text messaging are the options. That's audio, video, and text messaging are the options on once you get there. Once you get into the system and you do that portion, it gives me a little prompt over here on the screen. And once the prompter comes about, we move, we go, we groove, and do everything from there. So that's all you have to do is go to callinradio.com and we'll get everything rolling. So don't worry. So are you excited about this week with everything going on? Turkey Day right around the corner here in just a few moments. If you really kind of give it a little thought or order there. So just some stuff to think about. So let's talk about it. I mean, what is it? 2 days?
2 days until Thanksgiving.
It's turkey time.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Turkey makes me sleepy.
Time to prep the turkey and hide the good liquor.
So there you go. Time to prep the turkey and hide the good liquor. So there you go. Some stuff to go about. So here's the thing. As we go through it today, our show consists of safety in the news and safety. We'll go through that whole gamut of stuff. And I have to tell you, I thought it was funny. I had people reaching out yesterday to me saying, why are you explaining what's going on with Safety FM with Jay Allen? Did the people not read? Did the people not listen? And that's a great question. I'm just telling you why I felt like there was a need on coming in and talking about some of this stuff. If we're being realistic across the board, I was not planning on coming in this week. But with all the chaos that occurred, I was like, well, it might be a good time to bring this up and exactly what is going on. So with that being said, that's it. That is the info, if one may put it that way, in regards to the stuff that's going on. So that's why I'm here. So with that being said, I have some people that I'm going to bring in from Feature Story News. They're going to tell you about what the hell's going on with the news stories. We're going to hang out here and talk a little bit about everything else going on inside of the multi. So if you're good with that, I'm good with that. I'll bring in my friends from Feature Story News, and they'll feature away with everything that is happening inside of the multiverse. So take a listen.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in New Delhi, I'm Neha Punia. US President Donald Trump has said relations with China are extremely strong after a call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, and he's also said he will visit Beijing in April. President Xi told Trump that Taiwan's return to China is a key part of Beijing's vision for the world order.
According to reports, Chinese President Xi Jinping initiated the call with US President Donald Trump. China claims Taiwan as part of its territory, and state media said that President Xi emphasized that Taiwan's return to China is an important component of the post-war international order. State media also reported that both sides are working on implementing the consensus reached in South Korea when the two leaders met in person. China is embroiled in a weeks-long diplomatic row with US ally Japan over the self-ruled island. Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi suggested Tokyo could take military action if Beijing attacked Taiwan. The US president did not mention Taiwan in his social media post, saying that the two leaders had discussed the Ukraine war, curbing the flow of fentanyl and soybeans. Laura Westbrook, Hong Kong.
This week marks the unofficial start of the holiday spending season in the United States as shoppers get ready to spend big during the Black Friday sales. But new data shows US consumers are expected to fork out less than usual this year over fears the US economy is heading in the wrong direction. Nick Harper has more.
There'll be a distinct tightening of purse strings as US shoppers look to scale back on their holiday spending. This week's Black Friday and next Monday's Cyber Monday are traditionally all big sales events that give budget-conscious consumers a chance to find a deal or get a head start on holiday gift shopping. But a survey from Deloitte shows Americans are planning to spend 4% less this year compared to last year. The reasons being the continued high cost of living, tariffs pushing up prices, and the general uncertainty about the economy, with a separate survey showing that 2/3 of Americans say they're particularly worried about job security and finances in the coming year. I'm Nick Harper in Washington.
A federal judge has thrown out criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, ruling that President Donald Trump's hand-picked prosecutor, Lindsay Halligan, was unlawfully appointed. It's a major setback for the president's efforts to seek retribution against perceived political foes. Tony Waterman has more.
President Trump had appointed Lindsay Halligan, an insurance lawyer with no prosecutorial experience, as the interim U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia in September, after her predecessor reportedly said there wasn't enough evidence to bring charges against Comey or James. The judge in the case ruled that Halligan's appointment was illegal since it sidestepped Senate confirmation.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, amid all the talk about a possible peace plan for Ukraine, and there is clearly much still to be negotiated, what exactly is the state of play on the battlefield? It is important to understand that in order to assess the positions that Kiev and Moscow are likely to adopt during any negotiations in the weeks ahead. Elizabeth Braw is a senior fellow with the Atlantic Council's Transatlantic Security Initiative.
It's very incremental, very gradual, and in favor of Russia, unfortunately. It doesn't seem to bother the Russian leadership that they're losing a lot of men. Any kind of responsible political leader would say, we are losing too many soldiers. So the Russians are making incremental gains. It is the opposite side of that is that Ukraine is having to accept incremental losses, but they are fighting back very vigorously. But the bottom line is that what Putin is seeing is that if he keeps going like this, with no respect for human life either on the Ukrainian or the Russian side, he will gain momentum, and he's already gaining momentum, and so he doesn't see any reason to stop.
None of that, of course, precludes the possibility of peace negotiations taking hold, but both sides may also hold out hope of eventually winning the war. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
The main news again. US President Donald Trump says relations with China are extremely strong after a call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, says he will visit Beijing in April. US Attorney General Pam Bondi says she will appeal after the criminal indictments against New York Attorney General Letitia James and former FBI Director James Comey were dismissed. This week marks the unofficial start of the holiday spending season in the US, but data shows consumers are expected to fork out less than usual this year. And that is the latest feature story news. Neha Punya reporting.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
You ever hit the wall, burnout, stressed, or just feeling that everything is piling up and thought, yeah, I probably need to talk to someone? The problem is finding the therapist who actually takes your insurance feels impossible at times. That's where Rula comes in. Rula is a healthcare company that makes mental health care easy to access and actually affordable. They partner with over 100 insurance plans, so the average copay is about $15 a session, sometimes even less. With Rula, you get matched with the right therapist for you, not just whoever's available. Their network has over 15,000 licensed professionals, and you can book an appointment as soon as tomorrow. No wait list, no frustrations, just therapy that works with your schedule and your insurance. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that actually covered by insurance. Visit Rula.com/safetyfm to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you there. That's RULA.com/safetyfm. You deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget. Go to RULA.com/safetyfm right now to get started. That's RULA.com/safetyfm because you deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Aunt Sue's got a pie the size of my face. Uncle Joe's snoring in the wrong fireplace. Grandpa's carving turkey like it's an art. I'm stacking mashed
Okay, so here we go. Little turkey song stuff. Yeah, there you go.
Stomachs growing, buttons popping, gobble till you wobble, that's the rule.
Okay, so let's do some gobble till you wobble. Anyway, 16 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Tuesday doing our stuff. No doubt about that. Always a good time when you and I get to hang out. So let's start talking right away about some of the stuff that is going on inside of the world of the multiverse. Fire crews in Squamish, British Columbia pulled off the high altitude rescue after an eagle was found snagged on a tree branch roughly 70 feet up in the air. Responders used a ladder truck to reach the bird, which was hanging by the wing, and it managed to safely free it and lower it to the ground. The bald eagle was then rushed to OWL Rehab, yes, OWL, just in case, facility for evaluation and treatment. Yeah, this is not a joke. These are all serious content things that we talk about. So there you go. Some stuff going on always inside of the world of the multiverse. I guess we should always start off with some more serious stuff because people want to be serious about some of the stuff that is going on. So are you ready for this? Let's go to it. Campbell's Soup is under heavy fire after former employee Robert Garza filed a lawsuit and released a secretly recorded audio clip allegedly featuring the company's VP and Chief Information Security Officer, Martin Bailey, trashing Campbell's product, its customers, and even its co-workers. In the recording, the speaker, identified as Bailey, rants that Campbell sells junk for poor people, claims that he barely eats the company's food, and goes off about the bioengineered meat, insisting that it doesn't want chicken from a 3D printer. Campbell says that his comments are completely false, patently absurd, and notes that Bailey has nothing to do with the food production. They've placed Bailey on a leave while investigating. The recording allegedly includes derogatory remarks about Indian employees and hours plus of tirade against co-workers, customers, and company itself. Garza says that he reported the behavior to its supervisors and was fired weeks later, which he argues was in retaliation. His lawsuit accuses Campbell of racism, retaliation, and toxic workplace. Florida's Attorney General is also now involved since Florida bans lab-grown meat and wants answers about the claims. Campbell's maintains that they do not use lab-grown or bioengineered chicken in their soups and rely on USDA-approved suppliers and strict standards. The lawsuit says that Garza suffered emotional and financial harm after being terminated, and he insists that he was fired simply for doing the right thing. So do you want to take a listen to this? Let's take a listen to some leaked audio.
We have for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy these products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it. Even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
Yeah, so there you go. I don't know how that gets. So do you want to hear the new I guess, should we talk about the new altered slogan that's coming out from Campbell?
What? Campbell's.
Gross.
So there you go. It used to be good, but it sounds like it's gross now.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so I do not know if you are, if you're in the U.S. Let's start off with that because this show is kind of heard internationally, so it's kind of hard to say sometimes exactly what's going on. But if you are not aware, football is a huge thing in the U.S. Like, it is huge. People love it. They talk so much about it as the greatest thing, whatever. But you kind of get the point. So I want to talk about this for a moment because take a listen. Terry Bradshaw is catching us some heat again, and not because he picked the wrong team. The 77-year-old Fox NFL Sunday fixture bungled Jackson Smith Njigba, name after the Seahawks star, ripped off a 63-yard touchdown. And instead of saying the name, Bradshaw said Nijaboo is what it sounds like, which immediately set off the alarms on the panel. Michael Strahan jumped in and corrected him, but Bradshaw doubled down that's what I said, something like that, then tossed another measure for good inside of there. Strahan's face said everything, and it looked like he was watching someone juggle dynamite. Fans on social media didn't let it slide either. Many said that it's time that Bradshaw hang it up, arguing that he should have retired years ago. Others say that the flub was dangerous and wince on how close the moment turned into a full disaster. And guess what? I got the clip.
Looking for Njigba. There it is, 63-yard touchdown. Nice job. Coast on in. Touchdown, 13-3, Seattle. All over the Tennessee. What? Njigba. That's what I said. Something like that. With a little boo on the end of the side. All right, a little Njigba.
So there you go. I don't know. It sounds kind of, one of those things. Controversy is a controversy. I don't know what to do here. I screw up names all the time in regards to this. I mean, if you hung out on this show, you know that this is the screw up name show. It's kind of what I do. So there you go. Okay, so take a listen to this. A federal judge has just tossed out the criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and the New York Attorney General Letitia James. Two people the president has repeatedly targeted because the prosecutors who brought the charges wasn't legally appointed. Senior U.S. District Judge Cameron McGowan ruled that the Attorney General Pam Bondi had no authority to install Lindsey Graham, a former Trump attorney, as the acting U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Only a district court can make the appointment. Since Halligan's appointment was invalid, everything she did, including securing indictments against Comey and James, has to be thrown out. Bondi isn't taking it lying down. She announced that the DOJ will immediately appeal, vowing that to use all available legal actions to pursue the cases. The White House also blasted the ruling, accusing the judge of using technicalities to protect Comey and James. Press Secretary insisted that Halligan has legally appointed and called the judge moves unprecedented. Yeah, it definitely sounds like an interesting one as we are talking. So I don't know. Sometimes I get so kind of hung up on some of the stuff that we do that I look at it and go, does it make any sense for us to, do the things that we do and then kind of go, well, hold on. I thought for a moment that we were able to do this because that's what we wanted to do. I mean, is that kind of the rule of land now? I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things that we talk about. Anyways, let's talk about this one. Do we want to talk about this one? Let's skip over that for just a moment. We'll get back to that in just a hot minute here. So take a listen to this. A new study from a digital marketing firm, Graphite, found that half of articles online are now generated by AI. A scholar examining AI cultural impact points out that this isn't the end of human writing. It's simply another shift in media history. Drawing the Umberto Eco's classic argument about technology panic, and the scholars say that reacting to AIs tend to swing between doom and blind enthusiasm, but the truth lies how people actually use the tool. So what do you think? I will tell you, I have gotten to the point right now in my life that when it comes to AI and the use of AI, yes, it exists in my workflow. In the stuff that we do around here, there is some AI stuff that we do. But I don't know if it's any different than anything else, because when we're using some of these technologies, computing technologies, I don't know how different it was from a few days ago. So we have done some things around here. Sometimes it kind of revolves around AI, but has it changed the whole life? Like, is there still not some human elements into it? I would say no, because we have to do all kinds of interesting inputting when it's all said and done. But it gets weird because people are like, well, AI is going to take over everything. I guess to an extent it will be involved with everything. But I don't know if you could say straight up take over. But then again, I was watching Terminator 2 again yesterday just to make sure that I get all my ducks in a row.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so there you go. So let's start talking. This is going to apply probably to everywhere with the exception of the state that I live in. But when winter hits, cranking up the heat feels natural until the power bill shows up looking like someone wants to buy a yacht. The key of running your home warm enough without roasting your wallet. When you're home, keeping the thermostat at 68 up to 70 in your household demands it is the sweet spot. The lower the gap between the indoor and the outdoor temperatures, the less your system works. Drop by 10 to 15 degrees for at least 8 hours like overnight, and you can save up to 15% on your energy costs. When you're away, don't kill the heat completely. Pets need about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Plants need like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and pipes need about 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit so they don't turn frozen grenades waiting for them to explode. So there you go. Some stuff to think about if you're trying to save some moolah or what's going on around there. No doubt about that. So what do you think about this? Does it make sense in your world, though? Or do you look at it and go, not for me? I don't know. I look at it this way. Maybe we need some tips of some things that we're trying to learn because I never know what the hell's going on. So why don't we listen to some turkey tips? Let's listen to that from YouTube.
Here are 4 tips for tender, juicy turkey every time. Number 1, dry brine your turkey. Sprinkle the turkey all over with salt. This leads to a more flavorful and tender bird. Then stick it in the fridge uncovered for up to 2 days. Good night. Once your turkey is brined and seasoned up, it's time to go in the oven, which leads us to tip number 2. A leave-in probe thermometer. It's the best way to determine doneness, and you can monitor the temperature without having to open the oven. Stick it in the thickest part of the breast, away from the bone, and set it to your desired temperature. The USDA recommends 165 degrees, but 155 degrees ensures the breast isn't dry. Now for tip 3. Leave it alone. Do not baste your turkey, but it'll actually slow down the cooking process and dry out your bird. Number 4, let your turkey rest for at least 30 minutes. It needs time for the juices to redistribute and for it to get up to temp. And voila, tender and juicy turkey.
So like I tell people, we're always here trying to assist you in what is going on. I'm just trying to help you make the turkey that you want to do if you're really looking at what is going on, no doubt about that. So there you go. There you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of the world, though, because what else would we do? Because, hey, who knows? Who knows? Okay, so let's continue talking. There has been some stuff going around that we get to talk about, no doubt about that. So are you ready for this? Are you familiar with Tara Reid? She was very well known back in the day with American Pie, so let's talk about this. Tara Reid says that she was drugged and knocked unconscious in a frightening incident early Sunday, and the whole thing ended up being wheeled out of Chicago area hotel and taken to the hospital. A moment caught on video. The footage shows her slurring and barely being able to stay upright, even slipping off into a wheelchair before paramedics stepped in. Reid claims that she had checked into a hotel late Saturday, went to the bar for a single glass of wine, stepped outside for a cigarette, and returned to find her drink covered with a napkin she didn't place on it. She drank it anyways, and the next thing she remembers is waking up in the hospital 8 hours later. She says that the hospital staff told her that she had been drugged, though she admits that she had never asked what was found or was there a test done. She hadn't filed a police report initially, but later did, and her reps say that she's cooperating with investigators and recovering at home. Reed issued a warning to others to watch their drink and stay alert. Witnesses told TMZ that she was disoriented before paramedics arrived, yelling that she was famous, giving her past struggles with substance abuse. Reed insisted she only had one glass of wine and isn't drinking heavily. The scare comes right after her split with longtime boyfriend Nathan Howar, a relationship friends say had run its course. Those close insist that she's happier and healthier than she's ever been in years, acting, producing, and looking towards the next thing. Tara appeared on TMZ Live. This is fishy, she said. She was very sketchy while describing her hospital visit. So take a listen to this one. Do we want to do this one? Let's do this one.
So I got to the hotel, I checked in, and then I went downstairs for to have a drink and have a cigarette, and I got my drink, and I left it on the bar, and I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and there was a bunch of YouTubers there in the lobby, like everywhere, and they're videotaping stuff, and everything was just weird. And then I went back to the bar, and my drink was covered up with a napkin. And I thought that was weird because I didn't put that over my drink. And then I drank my drink, and without even finishing my drink, I just passed out. And before I knew it, I was in the hospital 8 hours later.
Tara, were you at the bar? Was your drink on the bar, or were you at a table?
No, at the bar.
At the bar.
At the bar. Yeah. I mean, it's just really scary. It's it's for all, not just girls, but for guys, for anyone. You have to really be careful with your drink. I mean, for that, it made me pass out for 8 hours. I mean.
Okay, so there you go. That's what she has to say. Also, Tara talks about her hospital visit. This is weird. She said that they just told her that she was drugged. She said that she didn't ask about the drug that was detected. Also, the weird part is, how the hell do you know that they're YouTubers? That's kind of an interesting one. Take a listen to this.
So you were taken to a hospital,
and then I woke up 8 hours later.
Did they tell you anything about your condition, or did they test for any drugs that might have been in
Did they do a blood alcohol test?
No, they did. They just said that you were drugged. That's what they said. They said you got drugged last night at the bar.
Did they find? Did they test it to see what drug it was?
No, I didn't ask. It was all kind of vague. It was all very blurry. Do you know what I mean? It was just. It was I can't even explain it because I don't even know what happened.
See, the odd thing to me is that if you're going to the hospital in an unconscious state, it would seem they'd want to know what drug it was to know how to deal with it and treat you.
I don't know, because I was unconscious, so I don't know what they did. You know what I mean? I mean, I had some.
Is she saying she doesn't know because she was drugged? That's what it sounds like, right? I mean, that's what one would agree, because you're not going to know what they're testing for if you're drugged out. But let's continue.
And a lady sitting next to the room with me, watching over me, and it was very. I mean, at one point she was Mexican. I mean, at one point I thought I was in Mexico. It was so, because she wasn't speaking English. And I was like, what is going on? I was so confused at what was happening. And then my agent came and picked me up. And then we went to, the signing. And we did it and left. And I came back home. But it was just it was just a big blur.
All I have to say is I'm slightly confused by the story. So there you go. Some stuff going on inside of what is going on here inside of the world. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into our main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so it's main story time. So let's go ahead and start getting through the information of what exactly is happening inside of the world of the multiverse, because that is kind of the stuff that happens from time to time as we are talking, hanging out, and looking through the glass window, if one may say so. Okay, so a lot of stuff happens inside of the work environments that we do, but also there are some very strange things that occur and some very strange things that happen from time to time, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about some of the things that happen inside of your workplace that people sometimes don't talk about on the outside. So I want to talk about this for just a brief moment in time because we have to address it. You are aware that most of the jobs that are done at your work sites are extremely planned. They're extremely diagnosed. They're extremely looked at. They're extremely glanced at from every aspect, planned out, sometimes months upon ends before the plan and the structure is fully developed, before the first person is standing on the job site and moving forward. Sound familiar? Seems like it's kind of common knowledge as we are talking. But if that's not the case, that's kind of how it goes from time to time. So let's just go through that. So with that being said, I want you to think about this. As these plans and structures are developed, things happen. We take a look at them, we glance at them, and we say, this is how the job site is going to run, and we will move forward doing X. And don't get me wrong, it's not that plans cannot change, but sometimes when plans change, things can become extremely difficult, good, bad, or the other. So as I look at this, and I go through this information with you, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that you have a plan and you have a structure, and you are on the verge of going live. Do you know what I mean when I say go live? I'm talking about you're on the verge of doing whatever the content is, whatever was the process that was built out. So when you go in there and you're stepping on that work site for the first time, and then all of a sudden a new strategy has been presented to you, a new strategy, entirely different than what was designed in the first place. You had already come up with the structure and the plan, and it had been discussed months on end, to all of a sudden it be changed to, well, we got a different plan now in place. And I'm talking a plan that does not coincide to what you were originally talking about. What do you do? What do you say? Because keep in mind that depending on what you do inside of your work site, most of the times you have the conversation with the people that you work with your team members, and you're discussing of, hey, we have this great idea that has come up, and this is how we're going to survive, and this is how we're going to move forward. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, boom, everything changes. And your people that you've been talking to, having the discussions with, say, well, this is slightly different than what you originally told us. How do you proceed forward? Because here's what happens. You have associated your name to this whole thing. You have associated your name to how this is going to work. So what do you think should happen? And I'm asking from your standpoint on what you believe, because I look at it from the standpoint that it gets kind of strange. Because if your name is tied into this and all of a sudden the plan changes, your work site people, the people that you interact with, your team members are going to probably have a lot of questions for you going forward. So what is the proper protocol? Like, I will tell you, when it comes to stuff that I do, when it comes to the stuff that we do here at Safety FM or Radio Big, we try to make sure that we stay consistent on brand, and we stay consistent with our belief systems. And if we tell you, hey, this is going to be good for us, and this is going to be good for you, we're going to stand by it. But if things change at the last moment, not something probably we're going to stick around for. And I believe that that's exactly how some people do things on work sites as well. And I mean that with the best intention. So how do you handle this? I would love to hear more about this. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com to hear more, or to share more information with us. But I look at it from the standpoint that you have to stand up for what you believe is correct, what you believe is right. Duh. And if things start changing with the plan, you need to stop and have that conversation on how things need to be and why are they changing? And if they change into a total clusterfuck that wasn't there in the first place, maybe the idea is to say, hey, maybe this is not for me when it's all said and done. It's okay to not to agree with things that people are trying to present to you.
Oops. What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You're listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete signal transmission trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all three books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
Embrace a daily boost of nature with Field of Greens. Discover the simple power of one scoop to elevate your well-being. Enjoy the flavor that appeals to you the most and let the blend of organic fruits and vegetables enhance your life. Experience the following benefits with Fields of Greens. Noticeable energy increase to power you throughout the day. Improved quality of sleep. Enhanced digestive comfort and a general uplift in your wellness. Field of Greens stands out with the selection of organically grown ingredients, each carefully picked for its benefits to your heart and overall health. We are confident that you'll appreciate the benefits of Field of Greens. If it doesn't meet your expectations, we offer a straightforward money-back guarantee. Jumpstart your health journey with a special offer, 15% off your first purchase plus complimentary expedited shipping. Just visit fieldofgreens.com and use the code SAFETYFM to redeem your discount. That's SAFETYFM at fieldofgreens.com. Experience nature's touch at fieldofgreens.com/SAFETYFM. And don't forget to tell them that Jay Allen sent you.
Radio Big. Streaming 24/7 at radiobig.fm.
If you're anything like me, you have certain tendencies to put things off, such as filing taxes, seeing the doctor, working on that home improvement project that you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't gotten to it. And while most of the times it works out, the one thing in life that you really cannot afford to wait on is setting up term coverage life insurance. You've probably seen life insurance commercials on TV and thought, yeah, I'll look into it later. Well, the answer is no. This isn't something that you can wait for. Choose life insurance through Ladder today. Ladder is 100% digitals, no doctors, no needles, no paperwork. When you apply for $3 million in coverage or less, just answer a few questions about your health in an application. Ladder's customers rate them 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, and they've made Forbes' Best Life Insurance in 2021's list. You just need a few minutes and a phone or a laptop to apply. Ladder's smart algorithm works in real time, so you'll find out if you're instantly approved. No hidden fees, cancel anytime, get full refund if you change your mind in the first 30 days. Ladder policies are issued by insurers with long proven histories of paying claims. They're rated A and A+ by AM Best. Finally, since life insurance costs more as you age, now is the time to cross it off your list. So go to ladder.com/safetyfm today to see if you're instantly approved. That's LADDER life.com/safetyfm. Ladderlife.com/safetyfm.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Do I still within? If I can't tune in, would I be better off dead? The signal face still screams in my head. If I can't tune in, will I ever be whole? Lost in transmission, out of control. Steel sky, bleeding electric rain.
Okay, here we are, 45 minutes past the top of the hour. We are still hanging out here on the Rated R Safety Show. This song right here that you're taking a listen to is called Can't Tune In.
Unbroken sound, but the signal.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on inside of the multiverse. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of continue to write these things. And not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I have some ideas. I just don't know where to go with it. But anyways, this one's called Can't Tune In. We'll let him hit his vocal track one more time.
If I can't tune in, would I be better?
I know. I get so hung up in music from time to time. I think that might be reason on why, we did away part with Safety FM with Jay Allen, because I had this bad habit of ever so frequently playing music over there. Where we ended up doing like full episodes of songs that I would like. But we'll leave it at that. Anyway, so let's start talking about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Write Love on Our Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help, and the people at To Write Love on Our Arms want you to know that people have been where you are now, and things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com, and click on the section that says Find Help. Once you get there, you'll see information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, self-injury, suicide, trauma, grief support, just to name a few. That's TWLOHA.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. Listen, once you get there and you realize all of the info that is there, it can change everything for you. I'm not just saying that to say it. I'm telling you, it can change everything for you, because that's how important that website is with all of the info that's there. TWLOHA.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. Listen, I will tell you, I go to that website almost daily. I want to say at least 5 days a week. We go there, hang out, and take a look around at everything that is going on inside of there. So there you go. That's TWLOHA.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. Okay, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world. Should we talk about this? Because I think I got multiple here. So let's go through this. A Chinese tech outfit, AGBot, just shoved its humanoid robot A2 into the Guinness history books. The bot huffed 106.286 kilometers, that's about 66 miles, in one continuous trek. Genie G Lake, Providence, all wave of the Bund in Shanghai. And no, it didn't collapse halfway through my last treadmill attempt. The A2 didn't cheat either. It followed the actual traffic laws and navigated on asphalt, tile, bridges, ramps, and crowds. And while staying powered thanks to the slick hot swap battery system that kept it moving without shutting down, the walk took about 24 hours, and then it got into the finish line. It even shattered the reported the reporters and cracked jokes that needing a new pair of shoes. So there you go. I guess some stuff can go in there and change the way that we look at this. Okay, take a listen to this. A man in San Francisco was robbed from $11 million in cryptocurrency by a suspect pretending to be a delivery driver. The thief showed up as Mission Dolores home carrying a white box and claiming that to have a package for someone named Joshua. When the victim opened the door and briefly turned away, the suspect forced his way inside. Police say that he pulled a gun, tied the victim up with duct tape, and stole his phone, laptop, and access to crypto wallet. The victim survived with non-life-threatening injuries. No arrests yet. Y Combiner CEO Gary Tan, who knows the victim, shared the security footage online and warned crypto holders about the dangers of managing their own keys, suggesting vault storage instead. Authorities say that similar kidnappings and robberies targeting crypto investors are on the rise, often because the victim signals their wealth. Okay, not justifying anything, but how in the hell would anybody know that you're divulging into cryptocurrency unless you're talking about it? I don't know, kind of a weird one. Anyways, let's do something a little bit more positive in our life. Let's bring some John Smalls in and let him tell us about the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's quote was submitted by Wesley. Jack London said, "The proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time." Cool quote. Are you using your time properly? I've been working on doing things differently. I outlived my father this year. That's a weird feeling. My dad died at 49. Last year I turned 49, and every day I thought about death and the fact that I'm not ready to die. Yeah, I know it's a weird way to live. So I did the math to see how many days he lived after his birthday, and for me, that day was January 18th. Since then, I've lost over 40 pounds this year, and I've got way more to go. I was so happy to turn 50.
The Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
That's www.olio.
A 93-year-old man was reunited with his beloved lost dog after a community search, thanks to a single, mismatched sock left behind on a neighborhood trail, according to reports this weekend. The man's family had distributed flyers with a picture of the dog wearing the telltale sock, prompting neighbors to keep watch. After several hopeful sightings, a group of volunteers used the sock's scent to guide the way, eventually coaxing the pup out of hiding. The joyful reunion was captured on video and has since inspired countless well-wishers, reminding everyone that sometimes a little bit of hope and one lost sock can lead to a happy ending. Andy Sanchez reporting.
You're stuck in the middle.
Get ready. Stuck in the Middle radio show with Alan Edwards is coming to weekends. A live interactive talk show discussing the crazy events going on in today's world. Stay tuned. Details are coming soon. Weekends will never be the same.
You're stuck in the middle without an embers.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Okay, so I'm not one normally to interrupt stuff, but I don't know what the hell's going on with that news feed. That sounded a little crazy. Hold on.
This is News in 60 with Alan Edwards.
Let's do that.
Russian President Vladimir Putin says a new American peace plan for Ukraine could in principle form the basis for ending the war.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met Ukrainian officials in Geneva and described the talks as highly productive.
50 of the more than 300 students kidnapped from a Catholic school in Nigeria's Niger state have escaped their captors.
Authorities say the children, aged between 10 and 18, slipped away in small groups over 2 days and reunited with families.
Sudan's top general has rejected the latest United States-led ceasefire proposal, dismissing it as the worst plan yet put forward.
The proposal aimed to pause fighting between the army and rival paramilitary forces that has devastated large parts of Sudan.
A federal judge has thrown out criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James.
We are radio. We are sarcasm. We are both combined. Radio Big.
Okay, I'm not one normally to stop stuff, but man, that got strange quick, and I figured, hey, we need to jump in and take over. Sorry about that. So let's start talking about some things that happened back on this date. Back in 1976, O.J. Simpson gains 273 yards for Buffalo versus Detroit. In 1988, Chuck Berry pays $250 fine to resolve a New York City assault charges. That happened back on this date, back in 1988 and 1976, retrospectively. Okay, let's talk about some things that you ought to know. The president is gearing up for the annual Thanksgiving turkey pardon today at 2 p.m. Eastern. This year's lucky bird, Gobble and Waddle, are living it up to the Willard Intercontinental-like feathery VIPs waiting for their get out of the out of gravy free card. The tradition has been rolling for more than 30 years, sparing 2 turkeys from becoming dinner and shipping them off to a cushy farm instead. Duh. Tonight's Mega Million jackpot will be for $70 million. Here's last night's winning Powerball numbers. It was $654 million. 8, 16, 26, 30, 58. Powerball was 14. Power Play was 2. And since there was no jackpot winners, tomorrow's jackpot will be for $681 million. So there you go. Also, Donald Trump approval rating is down to 45% according to the Daily Mail, the latest exclusive polling. That's a drop in 6 points from the previous survey and a 10-point drop from the last 2 months. The Daily Poll was conducted on November the 19th and 20th. And is actually slightly more optimistic than other polls, which have his approval on the economy sitting around 36 to 42%. The Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has a message for Americans: stop wearing pajamas on planes. While speaking on Newark Airport in New Jersey yesterday, Duffy said that he had noticed a degradation in civility among air travelers and launched what he called a civility campaign to encourage courtesy and patience during the crush of holiday travel. Duffy encouraged travelers to say please and thank you to the pilots and to our flight attendants and to dress with some respect. So are sweatsuits okay, or are we just anti-pajamas at the moment? I'm just trying to figure it out. Also, Michelle Obama is slimmer than ever, but the internet isn't buying it. The former First Lady was accused of taking weight loss drugs after she shared the behind-the-scenes footage of a photo shoot with a famous photographer on Instagram over the weekend. The photographer was always known for photos that can do more than perceive a moment. It can say something. Obama wrote on Friday alongside with a photo of her seemingly skinnier figure. So there you go. Some stuff to talk about. Anyways, at the top of the hour, I will be going over to radiobig.fm if you want to come and hang out with me for the next couple hours or so. I will be hanging over there and talking about the world of music and entertainment if you want to go over there. If you don't want to go over there and you want to stay here on Safety FM, you can hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus as he talks about the world of safety consulting. So there you go. Here's some weird facts for the day. Thomas Jefferson refused to celebrate Thanksgiving as a national holiday. If you need some words of wisdom for today, use this: be thankful for what you have and you'll end up having more. So there's a thing. And if I can give you some advice for today, here you go. Use box broth, doctor it, and add butter, herbs, garlic, and boom. It tastes homemade, and no one needs to know the truth. There you go. Some things to think about. Anyways, thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, it makes no sense to do what we do around here. I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are solely those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Safety FM and or Radio Big. The content discussed, including examples of analysis, is provided for illustrative purposes only. It should not be applied as the sole solution in real-world scenarios, as it is based on limited and dated open source information. Any assumptions made during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are not reflective of Safety FM and or Radio Big. No portion of this broadcast, podcast, or radio show may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of Safety FM and or Radio Big. For permission requests, please contact Safety FM or Radio Big directly.
Lost in transmission, out of control. Feed me the noise, erase what I've been. Let me dissolve where the silence begins. Turn the dial.